Now at 6:30, another shakeup in Nelsonville city government as a council member resigns. Plus, Jimmy Kimmel's show is set to return after his controversial suspension. And in sports, Ohio football heads into MAC play this weekend after a high-scoring affair with Gardner-Webb. Newswatch starts right now.
Happy first day of fall. Good evening. I'm Morgan Anderson. Welcome to Newswatch. Nelsonville City Council, they meet tonight for a regular session minus one member. Newswatch reporter Haley Richardson joins us live from Nelsonville with the details on the latest shakeup in city government. Haley.
Morgan, just last night, Councilmember Wesley Henderson resigned. This comes as the city is waiting for the Ohio Supreme Court to decide to rehear the case concerning candidates on the November ballot. Henderson was appointed to council back in August after former council president Nancy Zonick resigned. It is unclear why he resigned, and WOUB was unable to reach him for comment. Henderson is also one of 7 people running for a seat on city council under Issue 23, the citizen-led ballot initiative abolishing the city's charter and changing the city's form of government. Just a few days ago, the Supreme Court issued its ruling on candidates running under Issue 23. The city asked the court to remove those candidates after repealing Issue 23 last month. The court ruled not to remove those candidates from the ballot, but didn't say whether the original repeal was valid. Now, Nelsonville and the Athens County Board of Elections are asking the court to reconsider its ruling because of potential confusion over who will take office come January. As of now, the state Supreme Court has not given any indication as to whether it will reconsider its ruling. Reporting for Newswatch, I'm Haley Richardson, live in Nelsonville.
Thanks, Haley. Hey, it's September 22nd, making today the first day of fall. But it sure doesn't feel like that. We have some much needed rain here in the 740 to start off harvest season for our farmers. Let's head on over to the Weather Center with Lexi Balpulzi. Lexi, tell us more. Rain, fall, what is going on?
Yeah, in true Ohio fashion, our first day of fall is filled with rain. Now, currently here it is 72 degrees with some lightning observed. That is because of some of the storms that came in a bit earlier, right around 4:30, with winds from the south at about 3 miles per hour. Now, today we saw some sunny skies to start out, but that quickly went away as these rain showers started to enter more into our area, and we can see those thunderstorms kind of popping off right there. Now we can see that better obviously here. Some heavier showers on our way especially. That is cause for concern for a little bit of flooding, especially with how dry we've been recently, but we'll get more into that later on in the show. Now over the past few hours we've seen these rain showers come through the Ohio area, even causing some tornado warnings out in the southwestern area, more so like Ripley, Ohio, and out in the Kentucky-Ohio border. Now, like I said, here we have those tornado warnings and as well as severe thunderstorm warnings. Now, today we were upgraded to a slight risk for severe weather. That is mainly for our wind risk. There wasn't really much of a tornado risk, but as we can see here, we do have a bit of rotation in that line. Now, once again, I'll get a little bit more into that later on in the show. Now, today, we had that high of 84 with a 70% chance of showers and a low of 64. Now tonight we can expect that low of 64 with a 90% chance of showers. And like I said, we've been really dry these past few weeks. I've been hearing talks that August was our driest on record, which is shocking compared to last year when we were in a D4 drought. But that is a cause for concern for flooding, and we'll get more into that later on.
Thanks, Lexi. Looking forward to it. Well, every year, people journey from across the country to Point Pleasant, West Virginia for one reason: the Mothman. Newswatch reporter Charlie Illenfeld stopped by the annual festival to see what keeps them coming back.
Is the Mothman real?
I do, yes.
I sure do. I think so, yeah, he's got to.
This Saturday, Point Pleasant, a city of about 4,000, saw anywhere from 20 to 30,000 people and true believers attend the festival. One of those people was Lexi Hux, who drove 9 hours from Missouri for the festival out of a love for the Mothman.
It's so unique. I love just weird little guys, I guess.
The festival has grown significantly since the last time Missy Throckmorton attended.
I love seeing the people dressed up. I'm getting pictures taken with them.
She said YouTube and word of mouth have made the festival explode in popularity over the years. Enough for people to wait in line to get pictures with the front of the statue and the back. And for those attending, there is plenty to buy and eat, from Mothman cotton candy to shot glasses. But attendees said the events and experiences make it worthwhile, even if you aren't a believer.
I would recommend it to anybody to come check it out. It has a little bit of something for everybody, even if you're not a believer.
Reporting for Newswatch, I'm Charlie Ehlenfeld in Point Pleasant.
This was the 15th annual festival, making it almost 60 years since the first Mothman sighting. Well, dozens of local skaters filled the Athens skate park over the weekend for the annual Skate Jam event. The atmosphere was lively with the sounds of skates and live music for anyone and everyone to enjoy. This is the 5th year for the all-day event, which is a fundraiser for the Athens skate park and for a local Athens Resiliency Center that's based here in the town. The Skate Jam organizers are hoping to bring the fundraiser back to Athens again next year. Coming up, a Jimmy Kimmel show is set to return after a controversial suspension last week. And the cost of the American dream might actually be out of reach for most Americans.
And for the past few weeks, we've been very dry, but with some rain coming up, what can we expect with our drought conditions? We'll find out more when Newswatch returns.
Your first guest, Margaret Thatcher.
There's never been a woman Prime Minister.
Thank you for joining us, Mrs. Thatcher.
Goodbye, then.
A quick intro and
Presumably a two-shot.
he's your favourite journalist. You ready?
Yes. One mistake, and they will have me out.
We have to be tougher.
To a fourth term!
I know what I have to do. What on earth is going on?
Betrayal. Life's complicated. In order to survive, we just need to accept that.
Hey, kill him.
Got a murder to investigate with no body. People change.
Do they? 2 of our students have been found dead.
The professor's trying to help. Everybody's trying to help, Dad, except you.
You know the impact of a sudden, unexpected tragedy.
Professor, I can't do it.
Sunday at 8 on WOUB.
Make way for the Queen. The people love me. This is not a request.
Yes, Your Majesty.
CasualWorks was not designed, created, or maintained by people who studied disability. They're people who studied opportunity. If a person has very limited movement and can make little teeny circles, there's a place for you. The idea of workers contorting themselves to a job is one business model. Our business model is that the job responds to the worker.
Jimmy Kimmel Show, it's coming back. ABC announced Jimmy Kimmel Live will return to air tomorrow night. ABC pulled the show after criticism over Kimmel's monologue about the MAGA movement's response to conservative activist Charlie Kirk's assassination. A spokesperson for Disney, who owns ABC, said they suspended the show to cool tension over the comments, saying some of Kimmel's comments were poorly timed and insensitive. The suspension sparked a national debate about government interference and freedom of speech. And this just in, President Trump announces new FDA regulations on Tylenol use, claiming that the over-the-counter drug acetaminophen, I can't even talk today, can be associated with an increased risk of autism. The Trump administration also raised unfounded concerns about vaccines for children contributing to rising rates of autism. Correlations between vaccines and autism have been debunked, though, by scientists and advocacy groups for autism. The manufacturers of Tylenol have already said that they, quote, strongly disagree with the suggestion that the drug causes autism.
Taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary.
Well, Lexi, we saw plenty of rain. We were walking into the studio today, plenty of rain. I came in with my umbrella, rain boots on and everything. It's also September 22nd. We said this was true Ohio weather, but are you kidding me? I mean, borderline drought, right? Some drought areas in concerned for it, but then we have too much rain. This has to be a problem, right?
Yeah, no, right now the soils are way not ready at all for a day of rain, let alone a week's worth of rain, which is what we are expecting this week. Now, with the heavy showers that we had earlier, we were already seeing some standing water on roadways, especially coming in today. That was a concern that I myself noticed. Now, currently here, we are sitting at 72 with some lightning observed with some of these showers that are coming out of our area, as well as some to our west. Now, with that lightning observed, we got winds from the south about 3 miles per hour. Not too strong yet, but we have that possibility of some strong wind gusts during these storms tonight. And we have these storms coming in right here, that line right there. Now, I'm going to pull up our drought monitor for the reason, and I'm going to get a good view for you. Most of Ohio, if not all of Ohio, is in some sort of drought, whether it's moderate drought to as high as an extreme drought out in about Portsmouth area. Abnormally dry, you're still getting there, but most of Ohio today is also going to be seeing some rain, which is cause for concern with some flooding, especially here in Athens, where flooding seems to be honestly, it seems to be our favorite topic to talk about, honestly, especially after July. But today we did have 70% chance of showers and an expected high of 82, but we hit about 84, but we hit about 82, sorry, with that low of 64 expected tonight. Now, another concern here is that line coming in. I'm going to take a little bit of a draw here. Now, it's starting to move toward us and what should be in our area in the next hour and a half or so. It's making that nice little northeastern trend. But with this storm, we have seen some tornado warnings, especially some in Pike County, which is one of the more recent ones. And as well as with that, we also have some severe thunderstorm warnings with wind gusts as high as 60 miles per hour. So without a doubt, this is definitely a cause for concern for if you have some lawn furniture outside. But the tornadic aspect, I'm expecting this line to weaken as it gets closer to Athens, but it's not too early to preach to you. Make sure you have some sort of way to receive warnings as fast as you can, especially because we have that flood threat, high wind threat, as well as just severe thunderstorm threat, and that possible tornado threat if it does seem to continue with the trend of its strength. Now, we do have that low tonight of 64 with that 90% chance of showers, and tomorrow we can expect to start cooling down a little bit. A lot better than the 80 degrees to 90 degrees we had last week. It's still up there in the 70s, but it's still nice with an 80% chance of showers, that high of 77 and a low of 62. Now we have this rain all around us. Now today and tomorrow, it's kind of a washout with our surface analysis here, and that is because of this stationary front that's going to be taking aim at northern Ohio, which is unfortunately going to allow us to have some more of that rain tomorrow night, and as well as Wednesday. We're going to start to see that start to taper off a little bit as we go into Wednesday night, though. As we can tell here, we can go from that drop of 70% to 60% on Thursday. But for the remainder of our week, we can expect that those showers and possible thunderstorms or two, and showers can also be heavy at times. Like I said, once again, we are worried about some potential local flash flooding. But by this weekend, we are expected to start seeing the sun again and unfortunately dry up once again.
Thanks, Lexi. The American dream, a classic phrase that means if you work hard enough, anyone can achieve success and prosperity. That's according to a new analysis from Investopedia. They say you'll now need more than $5 million over your lifetime to afford it. Michael Yoshida breaks it down for us.
Affording the American dream is getting more expensive, according to a new analysis from Investopedia. Everyone has a different price tag on their American dream, but when we looked at what people want, the wants that people have, not the needs, it totals to more than $5 million.
Investopedia's Caleb Silver says they looked at 8 pillars of the classic American middle-class aspiration: retirement, owning a home, raising 2 children and paying for college, healthcare, buying a new car, yearly vacations, owning pets, and paying for a wedding.
Every component of the American dream has risen in price, not just over the past year, but really over the past 25 years.
Silver says several of these components have outpaced inflation. And while many Americans pursue some version of this life, the economic reality is it's getting harder to achieve it.
If you earn the median income throughout the course of your working life, we're talking about 40 years, from 25 to 65, you'll earn around $2.8 million or so. But if the dream costs $5 million plus and rising, you have to fill that gap somehow.
But Silver says don't focus on the $5 million price tag. Figure out what your American dream is and the amount needed to make that a reality.
It becomes a lot easier once you know what the number is, and then you can devote your time and your energy to both working, earning an income, and then investing your money so you can make that catch-up contribution so you can achieve the dream that you want to live.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
A new study released today shows Americans are expecting less from the federal government when it comes to assistance programs like welfare, Medicare, and student aid. The Federal Reserve released these results in response to Congress's recently passed tax and spending package. The survey also found that a growing number of Americans believe it's likely unemployment benefits will also decrease within the next 12 months. And at the same time, consumers expect a drop in taxes and a lower income tax rate for the highest bracket of earners. The new 2026 car models are beginning to arrive at dealerships, and if you're in the market for a new car, there's some good news and there's some bad news. Jen Sullivan takes a deep dive into how tariffs are impacting the auto industry.
From car parts to car sales, President Donald Trump's tariffs have shaken up the auto industry this year. But does that mean buyers are paying more?
As far as the consumers are concerned, not much.
Joseph Yoon with Edmunds says prices for the 2026 models haven't accelerated like many auto experts expected.
Automakers have chosen to basically absorb the costs on their end. I think going into the next year, we're likely to see some pricing changes happen.
Most newly imported cars are subject to a 15 to 25% tariff. The Trump administration is hoping the added tax will push many automakers to open plants in the U.S. and create more jobs back home. And while many automakers are absorbing tariff costs, buyers are still experiencing sticker shock as automakers continue to recover from the impacts of the pandemic, according to Yoon.
Used car prices are still very high.
Data from Kelley Blue Book shows the average transaction price for a new car last month was just over $49,000. That's roughly $10,500 higher than 5 years ago. But those high prices haven't put the brakes on sales. If you are in the market for a new car, Yoon suggests waiting until the end of the year when dealers begin slashing the prices on older inventory. Do your research. The longer a car sits on the lot, the more negotiating power you have. And the more inventory they have, the better deal you'll get. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Next in sports, in their final game before conference play, the Ohio offense excelled as many careers had career days as they helped the Bobcats beat Gardner-Webb in a high-scoring shootout. Catch the many big plays and hear from Coach Smith after this. We'll be right back, but in the meantime, make sure to follow us on Instagram and X to stay up to date on all the news in Southeast Ohio. And stay tuned for the first episode of The Lookout coming out this week on Instagram Reels.
As the opioid crisis ravages the nation, a small-town lawyer takes on Big Pharma. When his case gains traction, it becomes the biggest civil litigation in U.S. history.
I'm representing my entire home community. Now I'm suddenly feeling like I can make a big difference.
The Bitter Pill on POV.
Tonight at 10 on WOUB.
Those that learn to play together can live together. Hatred doesn't work. Friendship does.
We've sung in times of war before, and we'll do it tomorrow.
My children are so different from each other. You accept your children that they're different. So the same thing, accept other people as who they are.
Even if we all look different, even if we all act different, even if we don't speak the same language, we all share a heartbeat.
Thursday at 10 on WOUB.
It was kind of a moment of enlightenment.
It's home to me. Wow, that's beautiful.
When we all work together, we make change. I still believe in that.
I'm excited. You my hero, you know that, right?
Thank you.
Most people believe that doctors are healers.
Love is why we're here.
Our story is everyone's story.
But it's just the start.
Welcome to sports. I'm Andrew Woods. Ohio football had their final non-conference game this week as they hosted the Gardner-Webb Runnin' Bulldogs in what turned about to be a high-scoring affair filled with big plays. Although Rufus and the Bobcats looked like they were ready to go, Gardner-Webb took the early momentum. Keyshawn Holmes took the ball and went up, up, and away just like Superman to give Gardner-Webb the lead. Later in the first, Carson Greasock put the Runnin' Bulldogs as he maneuvered to give Gardner-Webb a 14-3 lead in the first quarter. Then, in the second quarter, Navarro found Chase Hendricks, the nation's leader in receiving yards, and with this play, you can see why as he found the end zone to give Ohio the lead. Then, late in the second, Sieb Bangura banged his way through to give the Bobcats the lead before half. Then, very late in the third, Bunkin Bruna continued his career day, punching in a second of a record 30 rushing touchdowns. Finally, Sieb Bangura had one last big play up his sleeves as he torched the Gardner-Webb defense to get his third score of the game. That score helped Ohio take a 52-35 win, and after the game, Smith talked about how Bangura and Bruna worked together to secure the win.
Yeah, both of them are very physical runners, which is great. A little bit of some different styles at times, but I love how both of them are physical. They both get behind their pads. You're not going to have a lot of negative runs with those guys. And I think when you have two backs that get 3 touchdowns each, it's awesome.
Although it may be football season right now, basketball season is coming up, and the Bobcats are getting ready for it right now. Today, the basketball team held its first official practices of the season and also held its first media availability. Ohio basketball will look a bit different this year, as all those strong players like A.J. Clayton and Sharif Mitchell have left, the cupboard isn't empty. In addition to returners like Jackson Pavletsky, 4 transfers have joined the Bobcats and, according to Coach Bowles, are fitting in quite well.
Pretty seamless transition. I think it's a credit to who they are as people, and then I think our culture and who we have in our program. If you ask all 4 of those guys that came in, what they thought, you would have thought they'd been here like 2 or 3 years already. So it's been a seamless transition.
The Ohio soccer team celebrated their seniors before taking on the Akron Zips yesterday, and after a draw on Bowling Green on Thursday, they look to remain undefeated in conference play and keep pace in the fight for the MAC tournament. Appropriately, senior Scout Murray helped get things started with a good pass to Anna Burchett, who snuck through a shot to give the Ohio Bobcats the lead just after halftime. However, Akron struck back, went off a corner kick. Addison Hall drew Celeste Slomo away to score a game-tying hole that forced the Bobcats to score a second straight draw. After the game, Aaron Rodgers talked about what Ohio had to do to turn draws into wins.
We didn't win the first ball or the second ball, and they were able to, and credit to them for taking advantage of that. So we've just got to lock in a little bit more and pay attention to a little more details on defending set pieces. We do that in 2 games. We have 2 wins instead of 2 ties.
And finally, Ohio cross country finished well at the George Dales Invitational at Western Michigan. The women's team, led by race winner Allie Martin, dominated the event and finished on top, while the men took second place. That's all for sports. Morgan, back to you.
Still ahead, NASA has revealed their newest group of astronauts. We'll be right back after the break, but for now, here's a look at what's coming up next on your public television station.
this is where the story begins.
What a magical little moment.
I've never seen this before.
We are the explorer species. That is really beautiful to see.
It's an absolute explosion of sound and color.
What took place here still leaves us in awe.
Wednesday on WOUB.
So, about that garage of yours. Lots of stuff in there. If you want to make serious space, start with the biggest obstacle in sight. Donate that unwanted vehicle, and we'll put it toward more hours of your favorite programs on public television. You might even get a sweet tax deduction, along with space for that ping pong table. Give us a call to learn more. And thanks.
You tell stories.
To evolve. To explore.
To be inspired.
Close your eyes now. Jump into the future.
This is the stuff that dreams are made of.
Right now, the world is waiting for you.
Be the difference and be loud.
Oh, that's just the best thing ever. The American Revolution changed the world.
It gave people a sense of hope that they have an opportunity for freedom.
We need to work together.
Oh my God, it's delicious!
Thanks for spending part of your evening with us.
Let's meet NASA's 10 newest astronauts. All right, this elite group was selected from a pool of more than 8,000 applicants. Now, 7 of them have current or former military experience, and a majority have an educational background in engineering. This group will help explore the moon and possibly Mars, and so far, only 370 astronauts have ever been selected by NASA. Now, I don't know about you both. If you were presented with the opportunity to go to the moon, would you go?
100%.
You'd go, Andrew?
I'd willing to consider it, but I don't know if I'd ever get that chance. NASA's highly selective.
I'm going to say no, and I wouldn't get picked either.
I guess I'm the adventurous one.
Right, Lexi, so if you're going to the moon, would you be able to give us a forecast for Mars with the meteorology background? Do you think
probably not.
No, probably not.
No, that's above my pay grade.
Okay, so how about let's just stick to give us the forecast for the 740. Let's do that.
That works perfectly fine. Now today we are expected to continue with those rainy conditions and as well as that severe possibility. Now the tornado threat has started to scale back. We haven't seen any new tornado warnings pop up, but the severe thunderstorm warning with the high winds, that is still ongoing, and that is something that we can look out for tonight. Now, these rain showers will continue out throughout the week this week, once again prompting that thought of localized flash flooding because of how dry we've been. So once again, please stay weather aware for that as well, and be aware of ponding on roadways and other low-lying areas. Now, for the rest of the week, we have that rain, but we're going to open up to a beautiful sunny weekend back into the 80s and even going back into the 70s on Monday. And from the looks of it, we can kind of expect those sunny skies to stick around for a while. Once again.
Oh, great.
Yeah, once again. Now, that is how much I trust my long-range models, but... Yeah.
You know what? We'll take it. That does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. For all of us here at Newswatch, I'm Morgan Anderson. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And be staying tuned to our social media for our social casts that are also coming out. You won't want to miss those. Have a great night and try to enjoy this fall weather.
This is Passport, your ticket to stream complete seasons, early releases, iconic series, and so much more.
This was